So I just did a good job of verbalizing, and I'm realizing how this works. So if I don't put a face on my rhetoric, if I don't, lean into the public facing speech here, I guess individuals in the official channel hierarchy, are incrementally or individually saddled with my my file or whatever. Must be an overwhelming file. You got to wonder what some of these files look like at the various desks that they're interacted with, but especially in the Palantir age. But basically, so if I don't kind of put a public face to the rhetoric, then I put a lot of pressure on these individuals in these various positions of official hierarchies. So if only they were hierarchies. Anyways, the question that everyone should probably ask is what is the threat to? If someone is a threat, and everyone should be a threat of some kind to something, or at least a threat to their own misfortune, I would hope. A threat to their own, man, the sun's done me in, huh? Threat to their own, what's the word? At least their antithesis in the world. I mean, you can identify the sources of direct opposition to what you think are desirable outcomes for people in existence, a country, a collective. So I have criteria. Anyways, the state, I've gotten into this position of potential tremendous attention in order to force a kind of corrective cascade, I guess. It's not in my personality to pursue a position of renown. It's more or less like to be on the periphery, lifting a great deal of weight, carrying a heavy load, enjoying happy people in the vicinity, that I can take some credit for participating in the flourishing of that sort of thing, sorts of economies that aren't completely and utterly hampered by anti-human environmentalists and mutants. What do they call them again? The spiteful mutants and resentful hags. So, but why is Newsom he's the embodiment of the slow reversal of all momentum, of all Western momentum, while crediting himself with heading the world's fifth largest economy now or some shit. So that was him, Just give me a fucking break. Anyways, the answer with Newsom is no. The only answer, you can get an answer out of Sacramento if you're in bed with someone there. You can get a yes for something, but probably not if it's in any way. No, you'd have to be in direct relations. You'd have to be a direct financial benefit, almost immediate direct financial benefit to Sacramento. the individuals in Sacramento, seemingly. Same goes for DC. Yeah, so I'll put a face on it. I want to do things in America again. I'm over here right now. I'm standing at my front gate, expecting any minute for a, you know what? I'm gonna call them Chinamen at this point. The FBI is our Chinamen. The FBI first showed up at my house when I when I established the bare minimum, the absolute, when I established a barrier, when I established a healthy boundary. So it's okay to trash talk China on YouTube. Everyone's worried about it. It's a big rivalry threat. It's an issue. It's a potential rival in every domain. It's already taken over a vast amount of our industry, kind of our own doing. So it's okay to be terribly threatened by China, but it's not okay to say that you would potentially use your Second Amendment right to, with any amount of efficacy to actually repel. I don't even need this. Illegal word is so stupid anymore. Why illegal? Anyways, repel invaders, repel. I mean, I don't have a word for this because I've already seen it. It's the government itself can make all kinds of claims about how important it is that we take a strong position in regards to our strongest geopolitical rivals. I don't need anyone's authorization to take a strong position against thousands of Chinese coming across the Mexican border. I know it's not happening anymore. I know there's a lot of things that aren't happening anymore are going to start to slow down now. I know that fraud is starting to slow down now. I know that this is going to get very hard for me if I'm actually going to win. If pushing this hard and standing this strong and drawing this much attention does mean I eventually win, it also means at this point this is going to be a fucking nightmare, and I really I'm not looking forward to this part. But yes, I still have to talk about fraud. I still have to talk about the theft mechanism that is the IRS until it's certain that the good people of America, the non-scamming, non-defrauding people of America, are not facing this utterly artificial inflation and competing over in the same economy with people that are straight thieves. I mean, it's unacceptable. If there's any reason for the government to exist, it's to make sure that this sort of thing doesn't happen. If there's any reason to have an FBI, it would be to make sure that there's not a massive fraud network sucking the blood out of the American people. I'm not very good at this. I bounce around a little bit, lose my train of thought sometimes. I am a threat, but I'm not the kind of threat that warrants the Chinaman showing up at my house again. I'm creating this distance between myself and the state and getting my file on all these different desks because I mean to make a change. I mean it. I really mean it, and I eventually want to not be in this position where I'm completely without recourse, because it turns out if you do put your money where your mouth is, if you do resist the destructive system, this system in free fall, this system that's been captured by perverted incentives almost across the board, you end up pretty say it gets pretty difficult to maneuver. You end up sitting on your front porch waiting for your next chance to push on the Overton window a little bit harder. So I'm not going to personally do an audit of the Fed. I'm not going to personally itemize everything that I'm not interested in paying for, because to be honest, at the end of the day, at the bottom, I've always have been. This shouldn't need to be done. There's more than enough information at this point. We're saturated in information. We're saturated in the knowledge that there's a tremendous amount of people that don't care about, that they have their conscience is not disturbed by taking advantage of other people. Their consciences are not disturbed by utilizing other people's effort for their own gain. There's people who their consciences are not disturbed by being utter leeches, utter parasites upon the productive efforts of other people. So that's not acceptable for me under any circumstances. It is cause for war, and like I said, I'm not going to itemize everything. I have seen it my whole life. I know enough. I've seen a lot of these bureaucracies are almost basically, they're ethnic fraud networks, well, essentially, increasingly so. And hopefully that stuff is starting to be tackled, starting to improve. I don't know. We're in limbo right now. But for me, it's not acceptable. It's the sheer amount of different, vectors right now. It's like you say, tired. I'm tired, boss. And all I really want to do is have a fishing industry that holds a candle to a well-provisioned first world superpower. Just kind of have a cool domestic food supply industry. I don't even have to. I can be offshore the whole time. That's my thing. It's not fraud, not free, not a free livelihood. Don't want to live off of the efforts of someone else. Nothing like that. I feel bad when I don't have to sweat as much, and it's primarily my intellect involved in a collective endeavor to make money or catch fish. I didn't sweat as hard. Sure, I had to be a lot smarter to play the role I played, but I feel guilty when I'm not sweating as much. I can't imagine being a fucking total leech, sitting there collecting envelopes full of money, stuff like that, because while everyone else around you is. Anyways, come on, guys. This is just. So between the fraud and the anti-American queers and these immigration activists who are so utterly underinformed. Anyways, that's all I got right now. Like I said, I'm not that good at this. I don't even want to do this. But I realize if I don't do this now, the amount of pressure that accumulates on one person's desk, or even sometimes with people in my personal life, only I can really seem to be able to handle this much pressure without kind of what happens is I'm bored. I'm on the edge here, right? I'm just expecting. I'm like schizo, expecting the state to come hunt me down again, because this is also just basically what I'm causing. So, but that's not easy for other people. because I believe in the power of my ideas. I believe that we had a good thing going here, Western civilization, for quite some time. The last 1,000 years, 500 years, it's been accelerating rather rapidly. Until suicidal empathy entered the equation, until it became this easy to survive. Now we face the tyranny of the masses, the tyranny of the unbridled what is that? The unbridled parasite. All right, this is going south. I'll try again another time. If you arrest me, I'm gonna call you a Chinaman. You wouldn't even know about me if I wasn't a Chinaman resistor. I love Chinese people, by the way. See you, bye.